Hello everyone. Can you believe we are halfway through November? The holiday season is about to get into full swing, and we're going to make sure you've got some sweet dance skills to see you through the party season. Tina Marie is here with her holiday party survival guide. You are going to love it. Also, the Augusta Ballet's annual holiday tour of homes is coming up. We'll tell you what you need to know about that fun event and how to get tickets. And finally, a tough look at the problem of kids smoking. Did you realize that nearly 90% of adult smokers started using cigarettes before they were 18? Listen to this. Nearly 11% of high schoolers now report smoking cigarettes. The number has been on the decline since 2007, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Now the CDC is worried about what teens say they're doing instead. 24% of high schoolers say they've used e-cigarettes in a 30-day period. It's a trend that seems to be growing. The CDC says if teens continue smoking at the current rate, 5.6 million of them will die early from smoking-related illnesses. Gum disease, wrinkled skin, rotten teeth, just some of the unappealing side effects of tobacco. And it's these physical side effects that the FDA bets will turn teens off in a huge ad campaign airing nationwide.
What's a pack of smokes cost? Your smooth skin.
Nearly 90% of adult smokers started using cigarettes by the time they turned 18, according to the FDA. The agency says it's trying to reach those young smokers before they become addicted.
Pucker up.
Cigarettes are bullies. Don't let tobacco control you.
These ads will run nationwide for the next year with the goal of cutting the number of teenage smokers by 300,000 within 3 years.
The thought is you put this where kids are watching media, they're never going to want to try a cigarette.
A young man ripping out his tooth to pay for a pack of cigarettes.
See you again.
Another teen being dragged outside to smoke by a bully.
When I say go outside, we go outside.
Graphic, jarring, that's the point, says the FDA, the agency behind these new anti-smoking ads.
We really tried to develop messages that would mean something to kids.
FDA Commissioner Margaret Hamburg says they found that what matters most to teens is how they look, which is why this new $115 million ad campaign highlights the physical side effects of smoking cigarettes.
Researchers at the Medical College of Georgia are just starting a study looking at smoking in teenagers, primarily programs to help them stop smoking. Dr. Martha Tingen is the director of the Tobacco Control Program at the Georgia Cancer Center at Augusta University. And Dr. Tingen, we are talking about 12 to 19-year-olds.
That's correct. The study is really looking for 12 to 19-year-olds. The 17, 18, and 19-year-olds have already been fully recruited at 35 to 45, literally across our nation and countries worldwide. So we are currently looking for 12 to 16-year-olds specifically for the study here in Augusta.
So you need parents that either know their young children are smoking, or do children ever just confess that they're smoking?
It's really rare. It's really a challenging trial to recruit for because most kids that smoke don't want their parents to know, of course.
Sure.
The other side flip of the coin is that if you have a parent that's a smoker, the chance that their child is smoking is double for a non-smoking parent. Also, the first cigarette a child typically gets is from their parent, whether it's their dad's pocket, their mother's purse, whatever, a cigarette they find in a drawer from their parent. So the parent is actually not only modeling the behavior, but they're already providing those first cigarettes to them.
Wow. Do they even realize it? Do the parents even realize it?
No, parents don't have a clue. A parent that smokes many packs a day has no clue when they're missing a couple of cigarettes.
Sure.
You know, so it doesn't even occur to them that their child might be smoking.
Wow. What are signs that parents need to look for that their kids might be smoking, I guess, other than the obvious smelling it?
Right. So there's a couple of things parents could look for that would be really helpful. So are there times that their child is away from home and they don't know where they are and who their friends they're spending time with are? And are there times that they are at home a lot alone that their parents don't know? Is there a certain bathroom in the house that has a window in it so that they can go in there and smoke and maybe the air goes outside so they don't notice? Do they find any butts around the house, cigarette butts, that aren't there, so to say? Do they find any on the driveway? A key is the friends that come to their house, do they all smell smoke on them as well? So personal story quickly is a fellow that used to come to our house a lot, he would always walk up and he'd have his hand behind his back. And I'd be out there in the driveway watering flowers or something like that in the yard, and I'd immediately say, so-and-so, and I won't call his name for protection. I'd say, I know you have a cigarette. You can either put it out and choose to stay here and visit my son, or either you can leave, and either way's fine with me. I'm really big on anti-smoking.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I also would offer him help to quit smoking. It's a true addiction. It's an addiction psychologically. It's an addiction that is physiologically. And most parents and most people, really everybody, don't realize the adolescent brain is much more addictive to nicotine than if you try tobacco for the first time in any form when you get to college.
Really?
So 90% of all adult smokers started before they turned 18 years of age. So that's why the tobacco marketers are so big on recruiting young students. Because if they can get a kid at 12 years old or 10 years old or 13, any time before they graduate from high school, 90% of them are going to stay lifetime smokers. The average age in Georgia of onset of trying tobacco is 10 years of age. All the evidence tells us that the best way for anyone to stop smoking is to use some type of pharmacotherapy or medication, and also behavioral skills counseling. That is documented, clear, in evidence-based guidelines. For children, anyone under 18 years of age, there is currently no medication approved on the market to help them get unaddicted.
And you've already told us that addiction is so strong in children.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this is the first study that is being done with children that provides a medication that is FDA approved for adults, but it has never been tested in children. So the thing that I'm so excited about on this is we have a golden opportunity to help children who are highly addicted to get unaddicted by trying a medication that's never been tried in them, and we have quite an expert team. Dr. Retta Basali is a fantastic pediatrician at our institution within the Medical College of Georgia at Augusta University, and Dr. Christian Lamont is a board-certified licensed clinical psychologist specifically for children and youth. So those people working together with our team will oversee the study with me. And so if I had a child that was currently a smoker, 12 to 16, this is a golden opportunity to really help your child.
You need people to enroll their children now.
We need people to enroll their children now.
Tell me the number that they can call for more information.
So they can reach our office at any time, night or day. Leave a message if it's in the evening at 706-721-8418 and say you are interested in the child and adolescent smoking study.
That's awesome. We're going to really get this information out there. Is there any truth maybe to the idea that e-cigarettes are better?
Oh,
or maybe transition away from tobacco?
Yeah. Well, the use of e-cigarettes among youth has increased ninefold in the last 4 years. Ninefold. E-cigarettes are not a healthy alternative. They also contain nicotine, and nicotine is what is damaging to your body. Nicotine is what is so addictive. So even though they think now I'm smoking what they call a vapor, and this is, you know, not as bad for me and I'm not inhaling, all the evidence on e-cigarettes is definitely not in, but it is not a healthy alternative. What e-cigarettes does is it replaces, to me, a very unhealthy behavior with a behavior that some people think is less unhealthy, so to say. I say, why not trade a completely unhealthy behavior, either one of them, to a healthy behavior? So lots of people are successful by taking up running, by taking up a new sport, by taking up something else they really enjoy doing versus smoking. It is so addictive, and people do need help. It is a very rare person that can truly quit, whether it's a child or an adult, cold turkey. There are those cases, but it is very rare.
Well, Dr. Tingen, you are doing such an important study here, and this is really a life-saving study. And if you have a child who's smoking, you need to get them enrolled in this right now. We've got the information for you. Go to our website, WJBF.com, click the Jennie tab. We'll be right back.